What's up guys, Haithi here, back with the list I promised, top 5 gods to play if you're trying to improve as a mid laner. These gods are not gonna, let you 1v9 the game like the gods from my last list, but these gods with practice and, persistence are the gods that are gonna help you improve as a player overall the more and more you play them. These are 5 of the gods that I think help develop fundamentals the best. And I really hope you guys learn from this video and start improving in your gameplay. Before we get into it, I just want to mention, I try and upload a lot of mid lane guides, a lot of mid lane stuff, but I played the game. I know all the roles at an extremely high level, and I do plan on making top 5 gods to play for every role. I'm just starting with mid because, that's my specialty. I also plan to do more How to Stomp episodes soon. Just been really sick this week, so I haven't been playing much ranked. Sorry about that. Hopefully these list videos will make up for it. Only one honorable mention this time, so let's get straight into the list. Alright, we're going to start the honorable mentions from a familiar face from last list. We're going to go with Thoth. Thoth doesn't make the top 5 for a very simple reason. He helps learn positioning very well, but it can be very frustrating. I'm just going to be honest. Thoth is very easily pickable. By that I mean is if an assassin ever engages on you or goes on you, you are most likely dead, even with your dash. Your dash always goes, your dash is very easily telegraphed and very easily followed. If they pick anything that can chase your dash, you are most likely dead. The number one thing Thoth does teach you is positioning, because of course you are super easy to go on, so you always have to position very well, but that's about it. Besides that, Thoth is very skill shot oriented, so the more you play him, the more you get better at reading people and hitting your skill shots, but that's about it. I thought I'd give him an honorable mention because he does teach a lot. It's just kind of hard to learn and can be frustrating when you're dying over and over and over again, and this character loves to die. Not much else to say about him. If you enjoy the character and you enjoy how skill shotty he is, feel free to go at him, but he's only getting an honorable mention from me. Alright, starting this list the exact same way we started the last one with Merlin. Merlin teaches you a very valuable skill, an extremely valuable skill, where if you get good at it on him, it's going to help you with every god. And that's reading situations and reading scenarios. Merlin has 3 stances that do 3 completely different things, and if you get good at understanding, hey, against these gods in this 2v2 or this 3v3 or in this team fight, my goal is to be in this stance or use this stance and then switch into this stance and do these things. The moment you start understanding your goals in a team fight, your goals in a game, and what you need to be doing, the better off you're gonna be. Merlin has so many little choices that you have to constantly be making, and so much shit you have to micromanage with your stance switch, and when to go in, when not to go in, what abilities work best, that eventually when you play him enough and you spam play him enough, you get better and better at making these little decisions, and these little decisions help with everywhere. The faster you're thinking about stuff, the better. At higher elo, you don't get to think about, oh, should I go in here? It's split-second decisions. It's, oh, I didn't engage there, so I can't go in anymore. He's too far away. You got to be quick and snappy about your decisions, and that's what Merlin helps with. He helps you develop that quick and snappy, I need to be doing this right now. I need to be doing this right now. I need to stance switch right now mentality. This is really important, but that's all. But it's kind of, hard to do, and you can learn this from multiple gods. Merlin's just really good at it. That's why Merlin's only at number 5. Alright, god number 4 isn't going to be a mage, it's going to be a hunter. We're talking about Anhur, one of the most, mechanic needed gods in the game. There's a reason when pro players or high-end players 1v1 each other, they say mirror match me Anhur. It's because Anhur is a very mechanics intensive god. A good Anhur versus a bad Anhur is literally night and day. Playing this character helps with your raw mechanics so much. auto attacking with this character. He's an ADC. The better you get at auto attacking, the better you get at auto attacking with mid laners as well. Auto attacks are important even when you're playing mages. It's a lot of damage, and him being an ADC helps you get better at auto attacking. His 2 and his ult are kind of hard to hit skill shots. The better you get hitting skill shots, the better your mechanics get overall. His 1-2 combo is extremely difficult to learn when you're beginning, but the thing is with Anhur is the more you play him, the better you get. You're not just getting better at Anhur, you're getting better at mechanics in general. Anhur's mechanics transfer over to every god because his 2 and his ult just feel like auto attacking, just feels like abilities. These transfer over really easily, and your pillar placement is all about predicting where your enemy's gonna go so you can impale them into it. That transfers over to every god as well. You're gonna want to predict where the enemy's going so you can hit them with abilities. Anhur's just a real, and Anhur is actually pretty good at carrying as well. Does a lot of damage, a shit ton of burst. Like Tomeboy does too much damage once he has like his core items online. And once you get really good at hitting your combos, hitting your auto attacks, and being consistent with this god, he's literally unstoppable. It's fucking playing this god while hitting everything is honestly one of the most satisfying things in the game. And if you don't have an Anhur in your pocket, I highly suggest you get one. Also, if you don't play much duel, practice this god in duel. He's extremely fun there. Oh, also one thing I completely forgot to mention is Anhur's auto attack canceling is very important. You auto attack cancel with this god a lot, and it helps you develop that skill and, you know, transfer that skill to other gods. Auto attack canceling on this god, super important. You miss out on so much damage if you don't do it on this god, so make sure you do it. If you guys don't know how to auto attack cancel or what auto attack canceling is, just put it in the comments and I'll make a whole video about it. And canceling abilities in the whole 9 yards, you know, just let me know. Back to mages we go with god number 3. One of my personal favorites, Poseidon. I know what you might be thinking. How the hell is Poseidon going to help me learn? That god is brain dead. It's just a small circle into big circle. Well, Poseidon's a lot more than that. Poseidon's similar to, you know, how we brought up with Thoth, is if you don't position well, the enemy jungler or support is literally going to go on you and murder you on CD. You are very easily gankable by Poseidon. Your only peel is your passive movement speed, because you get a lot of movement speed through changing tides and Trident. And besides that, your only other peel is damage. You gotta Kraken yourself, and if they Aegis Kraken or Juke Kraken, or they like jump over Kraken, you're probably dead. The number one thing that I think is really good to learn on Poseidon though is area denial. Your Whirlpool doesn't only have to be used for damage. If you just throw your Whirlpool in a corridor, no one can walk into that corridor. That corridor is locked off. If they walk into that corridor, they're losing a bunch of their health. Same with your 1. Your 1, you just throw it into a group of people and they gotta walk away from it. Poseidon is all about learning how to zone and learning how to be a control mage. But once you get better at him and get good at him, he's all about positioning as well. Because, you know, you get dove very easily. So you got to find a way to position to where you're not getting dove, but you're in range to Kraken combo someone. Because, you know, if you're playing too far back, you can't use Kraken. And if you're Poseidon with no Kraken, what's the point? That's his whole shtick, you know, Kraken. But if you're playing too far forward, getting too greedy with your Kraken, you're going to get one shot. The assassin's just going to walk up to you and beat your ass. You know, Poseidon's a very hard god when it comes to positioning. I know he can seem very brain dead with the whole 3 ult someone dies, but trust me, he's harder than you think. And getting good at him really helps with getting a good mindset when it comes to play control mages, and helps you get positioned way better. All right. God number 2, and probably one of the most basic gods in the game that you're probably wondering, how does this help me improve? We're talking about Ra. Ra helps you improve in one of the most vital ways in Smite. That's why he's so far up on this list. Honestly, he could be number 1. He really could. Ra helps you improve in one super important way, and that's understanding juking. Ra's 2 major damaging abilities, his 1 and his ult, are straight lines that are very easily jukeable. The whole point of playing Ra is understanding movement. The more you play Ra, the more you understand how the enemy's gonna move to dodge your skill shots. The more you understand how skill shots are dodged, the more you understand where to aim your stuff. So it's like, hey, I keep throwing my one at this guy and he keeps backstepping it. What if I throw my one slightly behind him? That way when he backsteps, he'll walk right into it. That stuff, you develop habits to do, all right? And these habits transfer over to every god, because if you get really good at Ra 1 and Ra alt predicting people to backstep and stuff like that, when you play other gods like Anubis, you're going to start predicting where to wrap. Play stuff like Isis, you're going to start predicting where to spirit ball. Play any other god and you're going to help with predictions. Ra is so good at teaching you how to hit skill shots. That's what this god does. It helps you learn movement, and I highly recommend playing him because his passive makes him move faster, so you know it's kind of easier to hit your skill shots as well. But this god, I play a shit ton of Ra and just try and hit people while they're juking, and you're gonna improve in no time, I promise. Alright, final god, numero uno. It's gonna be none other than the most, I guess, consistently good mage in the game ever since beta, Agni. I feel like there's never been a point where Agni's been bad, but in my opinion, Agni helps you learn the game in so many ways. His passive helps you weave in auto attacks to get more damage, so you get used to the idea of auto attacking in between your skills and not just spamming your abilities, not relying on your AA damage. Just because you're a mage doesn't mean your autos don't hurt, they still do damage. Your one is a stun that can be triggered in 3 completely different ways depending on the situation. So you have to proactively use your one depending on what's happening in the game. So this move helps you learn to read situations, similar to how Merlin does. His 2 is a very simple, easy wave clear ability. It's kind of on the short side, but the way it interacts with his 1 is what really sets it off. He has an extremely high damage dash ability that you have to know when to use aggressively and when to use passively, when to dash in and dash out, when to dash in with the stun. You got to know all these little things. And then his ult is an ability that you have to know how to manage. You have to constantly be thinking, I have these many bombs in the by the time we get to that fight, I'll have these many bombs. We go for Gold Fury, by the time the Gold Fury is in execute range, I'll have these many bombs. You always have to be managing your bombs, and you always have to be thinking about your combos. Agni has a lot of combos. You know, you can dash, auto, stun, bomb, 2 stun, dash, bomb. Like, there's so many different things this god has. So many tiny little combos. You know, you can go with the generic bomb, stun, bomb, bomb. There's so much you have to know about this god and constantly be paying attention, weaving in your autos, knowing which situation to use, which ability, which stun, knowing how to manage your abilities, knowing when to dash in, when to dash out. I feel like this god offers everything. Even area denial. Your bomb and your one offer amazing area denial. He is a mage that teaches you a little bit of everything, in my opinion, and if you truly want to get better, I'd spam a bunch of Agni games and just try and improve on your fundamentals. This god is perfect for doing this. Spam Agni and learn, and then move on to more difficult gods if you want, but this guy is a perfect stepping stone. Also, guys, some quick final thoughts from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you go into game and practice these characters. Doesn't have to be ranked. It can be casuals. It doesn't even have to be, you know, like casual conquest. If you just want to practice, you know, abilities with these characters, go into an arena game, a clash game, whatever you feel like doing. You know what I mean? I hope it helps you improve in some way. If there's something I wasn't too clear on, or there's some mechanics you want to learn, or anything else, just comment and I'll try and cover it, or I'll try and reply to you. Also, I plan to do a video like this for every role in the game. Although I do main mid, I know and understand all the roles at a really high level. So I plan to do a video like this for every role. So please, you know, subscribe if you want to see the future videos. Share with your friends. If you made mid and you have a friend that plays jungle or any other role, you know, a video will be coming. Link them the video. Like the video, anything, man. Help me blow up. I'm trying to make some bread and pay off college debts. I'm not even in college, but I will be soon, and I hear that's a bitch. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Hope you have a sick day. Peace out, gamers.